founder of Metafide, calling in today, joined by my special guests, Lorenzo and Yeti, as we're here to play.
Hey.
What up, what up? We'll be out here playing our 1 minute supercharge events as we're trying to predict the price of BTC. Man, it's been going down just by I feel like every time we check in, it's down by another $1,000. I think 3 or 4 days ago we were at like 68,000. Now we're back at 66. Yesterday
we had a midday crash, a really unexpected midday crash.
That was huge.
It
just came from. Sorry.
Never mind. Sorry, you just reminded me of something funny.
Yeah, right.
Keep going. Sorry.
Did you crash in the NASCAR?
No. But I got something special just for you. I'm gonna message it to you though.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere though. Hey, it was like during the time that was like, by all rights, is like the least volatile time, like Sunday, like midnight for US, and it just absolutely crashed. I know we say this a bunch, but it feels coordinated, doesn't it? And it wasn't just Bitcoin either. It's like everything. I know stuff follows Bitcoin, but there was like a chart of like 20 the 20 major cryptocurrencies, and they're all just like off a cliff.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So I got a good video for you, Yeti and Lorenzo, but don't share it on the stream. But I got someone I was talking to who's like pretty high up at like a crypto company was agreeing with me about the 10 o'clock dumpening. So he actually brought it up first and says that 10 o'clock Jane Street always dumps a ton of Bitcoin, and they've been religiously doing this. And if you know Jane Street's like one of the largest like market makers, funds out there. They move a ton of money through the markets algorithmically. And he says they've been responsible for those 10 o'clock dumpenings.
That video.
Yeah, right.
In that video, I just get him to say it because I was like, I got to send this to my friend because you just talked about this 10 o'clock dumpening that we've been joking about for the last couple of months. And
yeah.
Our suspicions. And so I was like, I'm not going to send it to anyone. I was like, just let me record you saying this so I could send it to Yeti. I think it's only going to a man in Australia. It's okay. He's like, all right. But I thought that was pretty good. I found out a lot about NASCAR, man. Like, my mind is absolutely blown. Like, props to NASCAR drivers out there. Props to any rally car, dirt track, go-kart, IndyCar, NASCAR, F1, F2, F3 driver. Like, wow. I was absolutely amazed, Yeti. So I found out that drivers are, first of all, as much of a founder as anyone else in the entire world, if not more. A driver is a founder. And I didn't really have any clue about that, but a driver not only is a founder, they have to be like an MBA student. They have to be great at, relationships. They need to be able to host events. They need to be able to market themselves. They need to be able to understand law. They need to understand risk. So they need to budget management. They have to be their own CFO. I was absolutely amazed because, the life of a driver is very expensive, right? Like every one of these races from on the lower end could be $250,000 a season to on the higher end, $1.5 million a season. And as one of these drivers, you have to learn to raise money for yourself. So you have to go campaign, raise money, find sponsors. And the sponsors, once they do sponsor you, they want something as well. So usually you work for the sponsor as like this inside kind of sales representative who's actually in the scene going to the NASCAR events with the right people. And so you're kind of like subliminally like helping sell that product or get that product into the right room. So you're fundraising, you're now working for someone, and now you have to, again, be your own CFO. You have to budget, you have to get insurance. Every one of your races, you have to worry about, if this is kind of a rough track and it's bumpy, I might not be able to go my top speed because if I slip out, And if I crash one of the front bumpers, depending on the car it is, that could be an $80,000 bumper. If it's a sports car, if it's like a stock car, right, that could be $20,000 right off the bat there. And you have to worry about like, okay, like, am I going to use my insurance? Anything under $50,000, I found out you don't usually use your insurance. So you might just eat that fee. But if you have to use insurance, right, your premiums go up now, which could make you as a racer, your whole career more expensive, and you'll have to raise more money just to cover your insurance. And so again, they're worrying about raising money. They're doing this type of sales. They have to be a CFO. They have to worry about the budgeting. And now they have to go be a NASCAR driver and focus on actually winning the overall race. While they're in that race, they're thinking about, where am I going to get my next check from? Again, like, if I crash, this could ruin my entire season. Oh man, I have to go next week to this event in blah, 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 Miami to go talk about this car stuff. They're constantly traveling all around the world. And it's a sport where just because you're a good driver doesn't mean that, you could be a NASCAR driver. It doesn't matter at all. You could be the best driver in the world and you're not driving a NASCAR or Indy. And the main difference is budgeting, right? So like a lot of the F1 drivers, like a lot of those kids grew up like with trust funds, they grew up with everything underneath the sun. They had the budget and money to go do it. But there's a lot of good drivers out there who don't have the abilities or connections to go pay $1.5 million. And they have to bootstrap their entire career to get it done. And even when you think you're at a final part of your career and you're racing NASCAR, right, you can go into debt for the whole season. You could wreck out once or twice, and now you're in massive debt because you had to fix your car to stay in. And sometimes you don't even have enough money to fix your car again. So you can't even go race to make yourself out of the debt. And now you're holding massive debt. And that's how a lot of these drivers end up going out. So,
oh man,
it's really interesting, man. Like, I had no clue all of this was involved, and like a lot of respect to those drivers.
Yeah,
out
I
there.
thought they just drove around and around in circles,
dude. And it's like, it's actually terrible because like, like that's what they said. So, actually the circle tracks are the most boring. I did ask the drivers and they did say bank tracks, if you could be going like 150, 200 miles an hour and be drinking tea, like the bank actually takes you into the turn. It's only when cars are near you that like there's something you have to worry about. But yeah, again, really interesting because in the US, right, you see NASCAR, you see a lot of drinking, you see like RVs in the middle, like everyone's like, yeah. And you kind of see like this personification of like kind of this American ignorance sometimes. Let's just get drunk and yell at the loud cars and fight. And you see that, and then you see things like South Park, which is made fun of NASCAR, being like, oh, Cartman has to just get really stupid to be a driver. So the more Vagisil,
that is literally what I think of.
Yeah, exactly. Like the more Vagisil he eats, the stupider he gets, and like the better he is at driving NASCAR. So it's like
they all hate South Park.
Yeah, we have these stereotypes. No, they probably love it because it's still so funny. But we have all these stereotypes, and it's like there's never been a chance in my life to learn about a NASCAR driver like that, and I've never seen a piece of information that teaches you how much work really goes into it.
Yep.
So, I guess never judge a book by its cover, and you got to look underneath the hood to find out what's going on.
You even got NASCAR sayings. Look at you.
Yeah. I'm fully in it now, man. I was thoroughly impressed. Like these kids work really hard. Like one of the drivers was like 22 years old. He was actually from Westchester, so he's from a town not too far from me. And he's been at this stuff since he was like 9 years old. And he doesn't even realize like how hard he was working. Like by the time he was like 14, he was sent overseas to Italy to like test go-karts for like a go-karting manufacturer and race them and like report back on them. And then he was like doing this type of test manufacturer building since like 14 to like 20. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. And these kids are again raising money at like a super young age because you could start to like age out of it a little bit if you don't like get to a certain spot. by like the time you're like 28, 30, then you start to age out of it. But once you're there, you can maintain it for a while. So that's what I found out. The other half of the drivers, Yeti. So like at an Indy 500, which is like a big race. So 10 of those drivers are probably the best Indy drivers in the entire like world. The other 10 to 12 or however many there are just guys who are just there to not really even race, but just to continue like their sponsorship and their like whatever they're doing. So for example, like one of the guys, he owns like a garage that works on really high-end cars. So he's racing, but he hasn't won a race in like 10 years. But he's still racing every weekend because him being in the pit around, you know, all the other sponsors and people gives him the ability to promote his business. So he's just in there to promote his business and continue to stay connected with people. And so he uses as just like a customer acquisition funnel. So there's a lot of racers like that too. So like half of the sport are people who are just trying to make money in some type of like, you know, customer role, or sales role or manufacturer like role. And then you have the rest of the people who are actually trying to race and like do well. I think we all got to go to a NASCAR race now.
Are you heaps into NASCAR now? Are you like?
It's now that I'm into like the actual thing, I'm into now all the stuff that the guys are actually doing.
Yep, cool.
Now I'm into the whole behind the scenes thing. And like,
yep,
I understood a lot more about it. Like how, so like F1, right, is like a global club. Like F1 is, for example, like the Paddock Club, which everyone wants to get into. You can't just buy your way into that. You have to like be a sponsor, or know like one of the drivers to get into something like that. And so that's like an elite business circle that people buy themselves into to have access to other global connections. And that's what we see right now in crypto. Like that's why everyone's sponsoring F1, because they're buying access to, you know, global CEOs and people in those rooms. And I didn't know, but the drivers are the one who take you into those circles.
Okay. So they're actually quite influential people.
Yeah.
In a way.
They are behind the scenes.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to connect two of the drivers with a few of the foundations right now as well.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, because I think it'll help everybody. I think I want to help them out too. I think it could be good for crypto. But one of the girls, her name is Sally. She's in I think 2 weeks. She's making her NASCAR debut, and so she's going to be maybe I think the third female in NASCAR. So you remember Danica Patrick, like the GoDaddy.com, like she was like the first most famous one. Like she came over from like the open car racing into NASCAR. I don't know if you ever saw the commercials, but
I don't, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have never watched like a car race in my life.
Me either.
I went actually. No, it's not. I went to like one in like an outback town that I was in because everyone loved it, Speedway.
Yeah.
But it was not my jam.
Yeah. So the reason I brought that up is because when there was the first female, it was, you know, all over the news. It was very mainstream. People who weren't even NASCAR fans just saw her because unfortunately they also like sexualized her for all of these advertisements, like do GoDaddy.com, you know, it'd be like her unzipping her tracksuit like a little bit. And they use it to be like, oh, fast cars, you know, fast women, you know, get your website at GoDaddy.com, which is like ridiculous. You see playing during the Super Bowl too. So like they spent enough money to put her in a Super Bowl commercial as well. So she's very mainstream, very well known. Again, so there's a lot of opportunity for, of course, women in NASCAR to get branding and deals and get attention because of that woman's past and like how much she was able to go mainstream. Of course, the new drivers aren't taking the same approach. They want to do it in a more respectable manner. Of course, on their merit and on their racing, and not as much about like just using them as a woman. Unfortunately, which has happened in the past. But it's definitely a different scenario right now where you have, again, only 2 new up-and-coming drivers. They're extremely well. They're like competitive against each other. They have like a whole Amazon like documentary about the 2 of them like racing against each other. And there's like, it's on Fox. They get like over 100 million views. And again, like this is an opportunity that someone, if they were to sponsor her, could get taken into, the right room with American CEOs and people. And so it's a good place to be. Like if you want to do stuff in the US similar to F1, this is your entry into the US business with other powerful CEOs and, funders, shakers, and movers in the space. Something I would
How
love
much
to
is
do.
it? How much is it to sponsor I mean, it sounds expensive.
A lot. Like the NASCARs, I think it's like 1.5 million a year. Yeah. It's crazy. And these people have to raise it all themselves. Every single year.
Nuts. I mean, I'm imagining that like that they have like they get an ongoing sponsor, right? Like mostly.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes you got to find new ones, or sometimes you want to change leagues and do something else. Like you kind of each year you're kind of moving your way up. Like there's all these different leagues, like, and sometimes you might want to race in the Mazda MX-5, or you might want to race in the Indy 500 or the Indy 600 or the F3 or F2, which are open wheels, or like, and they're doing all these races. Like that's just a season. So like sometimes they might do the NASCAR season, they might do the Mazda season too, and they might have all these different sponsors. But as they want to go to different leagues and make more as a driver and better their career, sometimes again you have to find a new sponsor to raise that money for that new car. And sometimes your old sponsors might follow you on too. But again, maybe changing a league is not the place that they want to advertise to.
Yep.
But unfortunately, in those races, right, like there is a big pay-to-play advantage. So like some of those guys who are racing F1 like grew up like multi, generational wealth, and they're multimillionaires, and so they like grew up not having to worry about raising the money, not having to worry about working a second job, and not having to calculate risk when they're racing. They could just punch it as fast as they want to go. Because they have enough money to fix their car if anything happens.
True.
So it's cool. And now what's really interesting now is there is an entirely new generation that's able to come up that never would have been able to come up before because of sim racing. So I met a few drivers who had graduated from sim racing to professional driver. So they were on like esport sim racing teams, with the whole professional rig and setup, which that rig and setup can break your wrist if you were to put it on full tolerance, and if you were to hit a car or get into a crash. Like it's that sensitive and that reactive.
I actually don't even know what it means.
The sim race. So It's like a virtual simulation. Like they build out an entire rig that has like a steering wheel, gas pedal, and it's on this like this kind of like hydraulic platform that as you move, right, moves with you. And then when you crash, like you literally like the whole thing like crashes forward and then like spins out, and the whole platform you're on, the whole wheel, everything spins out, and it like basically simulates driving in a car, and like it's almost like extremely close to what it feels like.
Wow.
Like it's pretty comparable. It like using a professional one blew my mind. Like, and these rigs are like over $10,000, like all set up, but they feel like the real thing. So a lot of kids have been able to train themselves on that and get really good. And there's different esports teams, and then they compete in esports leagues, and then some of them eventually graduate and say, "Hey, like I want to race the real thing," and they do. Like now I realize like I want to own an esports racing team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be one of the best things for Metafide one day.
Oh my gosh.
If we keep moving towards this digital world and crypto keeps growing, like an esports sim racing team would probably be big in crypto in the next 20
Metafide
years.
would have the coolest car. Good color. You should get the real car.
Like there should just be like someone should just create like a crypto esports sim racing league where it's just all crypto companies and they all like fund their own teams. Because it's like we're already like going around the world to have like these crypto conferences and parties together. Like they should just do like a giant esports like conference, and then like everyone, all the different crypto teams go and like meet up for a couple days while they have a race. Like that would be a great networking opportunity for everybody in crypto to be together and try to build something on the same page. Because it's not about like the actual thing. It's not like about the racing. It's about like the behind the scenes. Like if you could curate the right thing, then you would have like, you know, crypto loves these cabals, but you would have your eSIM crypto racing cabal of all the other different, you know, sponsors and founders who are now in the same room, who are now, you know, on some of the similar ideas. You could all try to help each other out in different ways. Because again, like this space, you do need people to work together. Like right now, everyone's been pulling each other in a bunch of different directions and fighting for the same money. But if you could get a good group of people together who are all motivated by the same things, then you do have a chance to, you know, do something with that group or make an impact.
Yep. Who? So is in like a kind of collective, its own race, or like it's like crypto should get together and sponsor a car.
Like no, we all like it should be like every major company, like Solana should have one, you know, Avalanche should have one, you know, freaking I guess Bitcoin could, because the Bitcoin Foundation could do it. Ethereum Foundation could do one.
Could do a bunch of things.
Like
Ethereum
other
just
companies,
sell
like
theirs.
Polymarkets could have one if they wanted to.
I'm surprised they don't.
And I would like, and you would want it so it's not too expensive to like enter. And then it'd be fun to like see each team like train their own person and like who could actually win. And then I go, of course, everyone could go like watch the race, like stake tokens on each one of their favorite people. It's like people love like the horse racing, and they love like right now there's a popular one called the cockroach racing or something like that. I don't know if you've seen that one, Yeti.
We've got cockroach racing here in Australia, like at outback pubs and stuff. They have cockroach races.
Actual cockroaches?
Yep.
It's funny when I try to type in crypto cockroach racing, it comes up with Brisbane. like the annual iconic events, the cockroach races.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you the road racing club though. Check this out.
I mean, Australians will like just anything that can be gambled on. Australians will have a go at it.
Like, all right, here, check this out. I'll share my screen. Hold on. See this? The Road Racing Club. People always try to do one of these every like couple of years. Let's see how this one looks. Oh, that's like it. Guess his character. Let's see. I want to see some gameplay though. Here's some gameplay. Look. They're just like running. And it looks like there's like some up-down feature that you can do too. And like it charts it for some reason. I don't think it's what they're doing. But look, it looks interesting. It's like, and then there's some weird up-down in a chart here.
Oh, this is like a digital cockroach racer.
Yeah, wait. I thought you were about to show me some real cockroaches.
No. It looks fun. I can't figure out what goes on here.
Oh, we don't have digital cockroach racing. We have the real deal.
Yeah.
Barbaric.
This count is doing really well, but these guys are killing it on getting people excited about these races.
I mean, I would never I would put money on a real cockroach race. But I mean, and I am a proper gambling fiend, but I would never bet on like a digital race like that.
Wait, I think your race. Oh, I get it.
Oh my god.
Wait, so it's actually kind of sick. So if you see what's going on, look, the timer clicks down, and you're basically guessing the next candle if it's going to be up or down.
Oh my god.
So they're longer.
Oh,
short,
that's just like,
As well.
and based on their longer short, their thing goes
Well,
first
it's me.
in the right
That's
direction.
me.
Fucking alpha, bro.
Wait,
all
so
right.
like,
So it's just like a visualizer for guessing.
Cody's getting cooked.
price.
yeah.
Oh, there's someone even behind him.
And this is Atsino, right? Atsino on the right. I see him.
So if he
Atsino is
chooses
as
up
well.
here, let's see what happens. I don't know.
That's amazing.
By the way, guys,
It's interesting. I like these new concepts that people are doing. So far, I'm up this morning. $7.80. My dog came down to squeak his toy at me. It's like running around so I can't grab it from him. You guys think Bitcoin's going to keep going down?
I I said no a long time ago, and then it kept going down. So, guess I should switch teams.
That's right when it'll go back up.
Is it? Oh no, it's 10 a.m. I think it's gonna go down actually.
10 o'clock dumpening?
Yep.
Who is this prick that sells at 10, did you say?
Oh, Jane Street. Look up Jane Street, though. They're not one prick. They're like a giant prick.
All right, I gotta run. I gotta go pick up my breakfast that I order.
All right.
I'll see you
Cheers,
guys
man. See you soon.
soon.
Jane Street is where SBF worked before he did the FTX stuff.
Oh, God, yeah, right.
They're like, they probably think they're the smartest guys on the street. Like probably one of the most intense quantitative trading firms out there.
And they're just there ruining our bags.
Yeah, the amount of money they move around is insane. Yeah, they're out there robbing everyone. Supposedly the 10 o'clock dumpening, they're the ones behind it. Supposedly. Of course, none of this is firm. None of this is financial advice. This is just speculative hearings out there. I think it's unanimous across people that altcoin season will not return. A lot of people I've talked to said they don't think it'll happen ever again.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as disappointing as that is for many of our players, it's it just doesn't like there's just like it's so different to last time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about the Bitcoin dominance chart, like topping as well, and it's like, and going down, but it's like, yeah, it only really matters if Bitcoin is going up at the same time. Like, it's like just it going down doesn't mean anything really without like the price of Bitcoin being worth, because where does the liquidity come from? It's like, yeah, people are just seeing what they want to see and using, using a chart to tell a story that they would like to tell themselves rather than one that actually makes sense.
So I have some news for you and everybody out there that's possibly pretty useful. What's going on behind the scenes. So not a lot of deals, not a lot of funding going on out there, which we already know about.
Yeah.
A lot more investing in like Series A. But there's been a couple acquisitions in the last week that's all very focused around the same things, it seems. So big moves going on. So for example, Magna, which does token vesting, which Bruno, one of our friends, is the founder. He just sold this company to Kraken. So Kraken just acquired Magna to do like the token vesting. And Kraken, I guess, has an MPC like wallet, and they do MPC solutions. So Kraken is going to be doing some more developments, I guess, into their MPC, their token vesting, their management. Fortify just sold in November to Paxos. So Fortified, which was like the MPC, like custody infrastructure, they have now sold to Paxos, which is like that stable coin issuer. I think Paxos issued like the virtual gold. And then Anchorage Digital, which is probably one of the other largest custodians out there, They just acquired Hedgie. They acquired Mountain Protocol as well recently. So Hedgie was like an online trading treasury management solution built out of like Brooklyn. And I do not remember what Mountain Protocol does. Let me see. Mountain Protocol was a yield bearing stable coin. So
Okay.
So
Cool.
basically everyone's investing right now in who's custodying the assets.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And some other stuff, because of who they acquired, they're acquiring like these specific vesting like protocols, which makes me think that there could be some push later in the Clarity Act to have to like launch tokens through like custodians or through like vesting platforms. Like if I have a feeling they might try to put some like legal framework into how you launch a token eventually. And I think that legal framework is going to include that you need to do it through one of these like legal custodians. And that's why all of those people just made this approach to buy out these legal custodians. So I don't know. I think they probably know something that we don't. But a lot of people acted on it pretty fast.
As in a lot of people that would have inside info into the Clarity Act stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And there's a lot. That whole circle is pretty close about what they're talking about. And I think a lot of people are on the same message. And there's a ton of people trying to bring crypto forward right now.
I mean, this is the, as they say, it's like the best projects are normally built in the crypto winters, in the bears. That's when you separate the wheat from the chaff.
Mm-hmm. And why I think this is going to happen, Yeti, too, is because the value doesn't add up to me. The value of some of these acquisitions right now, it's not worth it. But if something like that happens in the future, those acquisitions are definitely worth it.
Yep.
So I think they know something we don't. Ooh. Doing good. Dude, we have so much snow on the ground. There's like
again, really,
at least 18 inches out there right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like 20 to 26.
Whoa.
So we might get 2 feet. Let's see.
Has the Winter Olympics finished?
We already had a ton of snow on the ground too. So it's like I go outside, it's like all the cars are like buried right now. Like the front stairs are buried. It looks like a snow globe outside.
Far out.
Yeah. Thank God I got home yesterday, because if I didn't get home yesterday, I would have been screwed. Like Lorenzo couldn't get home. Lorenzo's stuck for like 8 days where he is. Because like flights are already canceled, like all the way to all the way to Wednesday or Thursday. Because they're expecting like so much snow. the U.S. Olympic team too is supposed to fly into JFK, so they're flying back from Milan into New York, and they had to divert their flight to Miami.
Yeah,
So
right. So the Olympics is done, is it? The Winter Olympics?
the Winter Olympics ended last night.
Yeah, right. Okay. Did Australia win anything? Do you know?
Let's see. I think they won some. Let's see. Not seeing them on there. Wait. All right, Australia 14th. They got 3 gold medals, 2 silver,
What?
1 bronze, 6 medals overall.
Wow, yeah, right. 14th is in like 14th in the world for countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Fuck, we must have lucked into that.
So these are the ones who beat you guys. Norway was number 1. US was second. Third was Netherlands. Fourth was Italy. This was Italy's most gold medals out of any Olympics, and Italy's best performance. Germany was 5th. France was 6th. Sweden was 7th. Switzerland was 8th. Austria was 9th. Japan 10th. Canada 11th. China 12th. South Korea 13th. And Australia 14th. You guys beat Great Britain. You beat Chechnya.
That's good.
So you beat like Tomas and them. You beat Slovenia. You beat Spain. You beat Brazil. You beat Kazakhstan. You beat Poland. You beat New Zealand. You beat Finland. You beat Latvia. You beat Denmark, Estonia, Georgia, Bulgaria, and Belgium.
Yeah, right. So there aren't even that many countries that even compete in it.
No, I think there's some more, but like that's like just the top like 29.
Yeah, right.
But like they don't even medal. Like there's a lot of other countries that compete, but they don't even medal. So I think Belgium was the last one to be listed because they only got a medal in bronze. And so 1 medal.
Okay.
So every other country after Belgium didn't get any medals.
Yeah, right.
So like there's a bunch of other countries that show up, but like they won't even get through like the qualifier. They'll be there and then there's like one more race to like the main race, and they don't get through it.
Yeah. That's great though that we beat England and New Zealand. They're the 2 that we would care about beating.
Oh yeah.
And both of them have snow as well. Like,
yeah.
What are they doing?
Australians love the snow though. They say in like Japan, you find a ton of Australians skiing over there.
Yep, I have heard that. We're gonna go over in the snow next time, actually, at the end of the year.
What? That'll be so insane. That'll be sick. Can't believe it. 3 recent crypto acquisitions. Let's see if there's any more. So that was the one that set it all off, though. Then, which I forgot to mention, was the BitGo one. So when the NYSE, which is the Intercontinental Exchange, acquired BitGo, so basically the New York Stock Exchange via ICE, they used to acquire the institutional custody provider BitGo. So that set it all off without a doubt in my mind.
Via ICE?
No, I mean, well, International Continental Exchange.
Ah,
It's like
right.
of the New York Stock Exchange. It's just what they call it, not the same one. Yeah, the Intercontinental Exchange. So yeah, they acquired BitGo. So seeing the NYSE do that, everyone was like, "Oh my God, we're in a race to get these custody providers." That's one of the biggest guys. They must be taking this focus to custody assets so they could have their own exchange, or have a larger exchange, or they maybe think they're going to power someone else's exchange. They'll probably use this for RWA stuff as well. Circle's in the middle of acquiring Interop Labs, which is Axelar.
I don't know who they are. That name rings a bell.
It's basically Axelar. Axelar was like that connectivity network between everyone. I don't know. It was like an on-chain finance gateway.
Like one of those like merging liquidity kind of project, like trying to consolidate liquidity across chains kind of things.
Yeah, but it's more like hold. It's like DeFi ecosystem for people, but like with the RWAs in it. It's like kind of what already exists out there, but like all in one space. I'll send it to you here. It's like this. So Circle's acquiring them, which that means Circle's going for full, like closed loop DeFi play.
Okay. Yeah.
Not closed loop, but like clean, interoperable DeFi play. Polymarket's acquired Dome, which is a prediction API specialist. Dome. Let's see what Dome. Dome is a unified API for prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarkets. Dome. We should actually check out this tool. So they acquired. Yep. Kraken buys Magna. Nakamoto acquires BTC Inc. and UTXO Management. Oh, those guys did finally get acquired. Nice. So they acquired a market maker. Corporate exchange stake. All right. So M&A in crypto is active right now. Which
Sorry, what is?
mergers and acquisitions.
Okay. Yep.
And it's been active for the last like year or two, but it seems like a lot of these things finally closed. It's really hard to close these deals. Like I have a friend who works on some of them, and the problem is like the pricing of these assets changes like overnight. It can change like every hour. So you put together an entire deal based on this risk, based on like these prices, and like here's how much everything is, and it's going to go down. And then there's only an ability for like so much slippage to happen. And then basically the price ends up moving, and then they have to like rewrite these deals again. And it's like really hard to get them done in like a timely manner.
Oh man, that sounds frustrating.
And even once everything's written, if everyone doesn't sign or come to agreement in time, like again, has to all be done over. I saw we posted about Punch the Monkey on our Instagram.
Yeah.
That made me so sad. My girlfriend showed me those videos like on the plane, and I was like, no. Why would they do him? Girl too.
You seen the? Sorry.
It's a girl monkey too. Like, why would they do that to her?
How do you know it's a girl monkey?
They said it was.
All right.
She's a girl monkey.
Have you seen the like AI recreations people have done of him like getting or her getting her revenge
No.
on the?
I've only seen the ones of her as like a Planet of the Apes like comeback story. Where they show like the monkey riding the horse from like Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Or like Punch in 10 years. And then, of course, first thing after I saw Punch, I Google Punch meme token to see what it was at. Punch meme token goes up to $40 million, $40 million market cap, and then crashes because of manipulation.
Of course. Of course they would do that to Punch. Dad, insult to injury.
Yeah, I know. It could have been a runner. But I guess it was heavily bundled. Heavily bundled.
I think the age of the age of the meme coin runner is gone, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's the NFTs now. The NFT, it'll go to the NFT graveyard or whatever graveyard has NFTs in them. Where like there'll still be occasionally, or maybe like ones that maintain throughout it, but they'll be few and far between.
Yeah. I wonder, Yeti, if there's like, I just thought of a crazy token. Like,
Yeah.
so what there's like I say, like, so you have a token, right? And it launches, but you want to know like how much attention is there and like how many people are there. So like everybody, once it launches, like you have a button on the side of the site, and it's like basically like a proof of a live button, and you're like hitting the button like every like 10 seconds to show like that you're live and like you're there. And the more the button gets hit and the more like it pings that people are there, the higher rate of inflation that comes into the ecosystem. So like you're getting like more tokens like come into your wallet at like a crazy Ponzi rate as like everyone's clicking the button. And then like as like less clicks happen, like less inflation goes down. So like less money comes into the ecosystem. And that's when you could decide like, oh man, like there's probably less attention right here. Like this is when I would want to sell. And you might like try to like sell out at that time. And then maybe, right, like it all comes dumping back down, blah, 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 falls down. Then you could just buy it back up. All of a sudden you see attention coming back in, leaving. And it's like, it's just a way to be like, yeah, like people are going to come and go for these meme tokens. But like, here's a way to like measure it. And here's a way to like have fun and like let a lot out into the ecosystem when the attention is there. And here's a way to slow it down when the attention leaves. And so it's like, it's still the same thing of like one of these meme token things, but like there's this added layer of like volatility on top of it and ponzibility.
Cool.
That would be ridiculous. Someone's going to unfortunately build something like that now.
You put it out there now. It's
Because it's like bam, 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 inflation. Like, and then the more people you're clicking, like what happens is like the more people that find it, and the more people are clicking, like the inflation goes so high to where like you could have, instead of like a 5-year vesting, like potentially it could be vested in 1 year to like 1 month, depending on how much like everyone's clicking during these times. So like all of a sudden, like if you saw a bunch of people clicking, you would start buying up a lot of the token and being like, okay, like I'm going to hold this because all these people are clicking. I bought all this token. I should stake this. The rate of inflation is so high. And like, you're trying to calculate how much of this should I buy? How much should I put down in stake? How much should I take out? How much should I keep looping back into it during this period of time? Like, how long is this craze going to run? And you're like deciding, like, oh, when do I get out? And then you're like seeing people loop up probably from like $10 to like a couple $100,000 in that time. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, all right, I'm done. I pull out. And then you see like the button stop getting clicked as much. And you're like, that might be a sign to start to leave. Or maybe that's a sign to double down and then buy up some more, you know? Like that would be crazy. Like it, depending on clicks, a month to a year, everything could be unlocked, but it's determined by like how much everyone wants to like go and click. See what I'm saying a little bit? Like,
I do. I mean, so it's like a community effort to clicking. I don't get anything personally from clicking.
yeah, you don't get anything personally from clicking besides the community effort of clicking raises the overall inflation level.
But why would they want that?
Because when you're raising the overall inflation level, more tokens are coming into circulation, which, again, you could do a few things with that. You could either decide to, because you have a higher rate of inflation, you're staking more tokens to get more tokens out. So now you're making a ton of money in theory until everyone starts to sell. So like in the beginning there, like you're staking more, you're getting a higher rate of inflation. You could get back like a 200,000% APY or something like that in that period of time. So you're like, you're willing to do it, but your whole thing is that will continue to grow as long as people don't like start pulling out. But people don't, like the psychology is people might not want to start pulling out, like if the rewards are good enough and it keeps coming. So it's like, how long can it last where you're like, I want to keep going because I'm making money, versus like, this is when I want to pull out and the whole thing's going to collapse. And it's like, again, it's only a certain period of time. But in that period of time, like you could run up really fast and have a crazy APY. But then again, like that whole thing collapses in either, 1 month, maybe it lasts a little bit longer. It's similar to like the prediction.fun games that those guys are doing.
What are they? What are the prediction.fun
It's
games?
Like it's like your jail.fun and those other like games.
Okay.
They'll just do it
Yeah.
that way. NFTs, and the more that you pair them, right, like you're able to then go sell them. But the more that people pair and are creating, they're constantly devaluing it as it like goes on. And this is kind of like a way to like do that, because like as more users are coming in, like the rate of inflation is like getting like higher. But like, you know, because more users are like coming in and putting more money into it because they want to obtain that rate, like there is more TVL going into it. But again, it's only until everyone decides to like pull out. So it's like, how rich does everyone want to become before they're like, it's time to leave? And there will people will stay from like $10 all the way up to 1,000, you know, which they should have probably left at 20, but they don't, you know.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna build it.
Yeah. I like it. I saw an interesting one the other day where it was a while ago now, but it was this like meme token where if you have over a certain amount that's staked for a certain amount of time, then you can claim people's dead wallets of the token. So if someone's has the token in a wallet that is inactive for over 28 days on base chain, then anyone that's staking over 1 million of the token for a month can steal those tokens off the person.
I don't know about that one.
No.
No. I just don't think like anyone should be able to tell you like if you should be active or not. Like
I mean,
nothing.
you don't
like,
have to buy the token there.
For like the other holders of the ecosystem too, because it's either like you lost your wallet and now that's like forever locked up TVL, or you're just like a long-term investor and you really believe in this stuff and like I believe you deserve to have that, you know.
Yeah.
Because like all the lost funds create like an underlying value for Bitcoin.
That's true.
Should we hop on this chemical burn?
We should, yeah. Thanks everyone for coming and playing.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. It's an exciting day for Bitcoin. Let's bring it back up.